We're gonna fire 1,000,000 arrows today. I don't want there to be air anymore. I want it to be arrows and therefore damage. We're also murdering all these children right now. These are just baby skeletons. That's why they die so easily. I'm doing 6 damage and it's enough to kill them real dead. And then we're going to take another rapid fire crossbow. That's going to settle in right there. And then I'm going to lock in a new weapon.
The cross tornado.
The name alone makes me want it.
Then I'm going to lock in another scattershot crossbow and an automatic crossbow. So we're just going to go ahead and start murdering things again. I need more room in my backpack, which means I need to kill as many of these things as I can. Which feels like it's not going to be that hard at this point, as long as I stop running into shots. These automatic crossbows are great because they rapid fire. I am constantly shooting things, and that's exactly what I need. We'll get up to 1,000,000 arrows per second and watch the game absolutely melt. I definitely got some more levels up there, so I'm just going to try and make the backpack bigger any place I can because we've got a lot to fit in. For now, I'm going to buy a scattershot crossbow. It fires multiple projectiles, but it has a 10% chance to shoot double projectiles for adjacent projectile weapons. And then we're going to take 8% attack speed. We're already firing at light speed. And I think attack speed is really going to help. We're basically building a minigun. We're going to fire so many bullets that nothing can stop us. I don't know if I'm sold on a scattershot crossbow yet. It's mostly just a placeholder until I can get the big boy. Because if we can also fire nukes while firing 1,000,000 bullets per second, I'd be okay with that. Floor 3 has posed little challenge, but I think we're fighting children again, or maybe the ghosts of children. I'm going to get rid of the scattershot crossbow. I just don't want it. I do want to buy this big one, and then I need to figure out how to actually fit the rest of everything in. I just realized the DPS on this big thing is only 35. My mistake. I only take high DPS weapons. So we're just going to go ahead and buy ourselves another automatic crossbow because we can actually fit that in. Then with a little rearranging, they're all touching antlers. Adjacent weapons gain 30% extra attack speed, so the DPS is 59 each. Then we're going to freeze our first level 2 item, plus 2 projectile power, and then crit chance on top of that. Okay, now we're firing 3 very high speed arrows. Now we don't have to wait, we just walk around and murder everything. It's just a casual walk in the park for us. We also got 2 of whatever these are. I think they're temporary invulnerability. There was like a stronger guy there. We also murdered him with our rain of arrows, and another one of these. I feel like this is going to be a really, really obscenely strong build. Like, we're having trouble enough even like having enough enemies left to kill. We just annihilate them all instantly. Okay, floor 4 was done. We didn't exactly struggle with that one. I'm going to try and be somewhat careful about how I do this for once. We're trying to make spaces that touch each other. So now we can get an extra 2 projectile power and an extra 3 projectile power. We're going to lose 5 range. We can't actually fit that in yet. Just kidding, we sure can. We might end up giving up a bit of range to get more of those because we get a lot of extra projectile power. But already we're doing an extra 9 damage, and at the rate we're firing, that's kind of ridiculous. These are up to 93 DPS already. So if we actually keep going with these might actually be a pretty broken build. The DPS is going to get really stupid really fast. The range maybe could be a little bit better, but I can still attack them from way out here, and that's more than enough to kill them. It's just a matter of me having to actually walk that far. Don't worry though, I'm willing to go for a walk. If it gets us the rarest, most legendary of upgrades, I'll do anything. I feel like these are all children. Why is everything so small? I'm just murdering children endlessly today. Okay, it would be nice to fit a weapon up here that could also touch this antler thing. So, yep, there we go. Start working our way upwards. Okay, we're going to take another 3 projectile power. We're going to lose a little bit more range, but that's okay. I'm starting to stack up some money for sure, so I'm going to re-roll and we'll maybe find something of use. Well, there is another automatic crossbow, so we'll lock that in because that's just going to give us a huge DPS boost. This could be good. 12% attack speed, 5% crit chance. We lose movement speed, but we're only at -3 overall.
And we can let the children come to us.
And you know what? It's okay not having as much range because at least our arrows will always focus on the things nearest to us and therefore the biggest threat to us. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself to make everything feel better. And you know what? It's working. So I'm going to keep riding this blind confidence till the bitter end. So far, not really feeling a struggle though. We have 9 seconds left. That little cherry almost touched me. I don't know if I can walk through the cherry goo on the ground now that I think about it. But we don't have to. We have a ranged weapon. We can let them come to us. I need to remember that I can actually, do that and re-roll spaces in the backpack so we can fill it better. We already have 3 luck. We could get this. We'd lose a little attack speed. We'll take it for now. That's just going to give us extra luck, which is hopefully going to mean better weapons. 9% damage. We need one of these. We're going to lock that down. And we're going to re-roll once or twice because there's a level 2 scatter shot, which isn't quite right. Even a level 3 crossvolver. Sadly, those aren't my super speed crossbow, and those are what we want. We're just going to keep adding damage to these things. Just adding projectile power and these will give me like the most stupidly overpowered thing. They're finally finally sending in real adults to fight me at least. No more sacrificial children. And the giant eyeballs. They must be so gooey when we stab it in the face with an arrow. I've officially broken 100 barrels. We're gonna celebrate by murdering everything ever. Very satisfying build. I just put something in my mouth. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm not gonna ask questions. Okay, we're starting to open up some more space up top. I'll spend 10 gold to reroll all day long because we're actually getting the spaces we need. Perfect. So if I go ahead and sell that little dice, I'm gonna add another automatic crossbow there that has 124 DPS. These all have 124 DPS already. And we have another rune bow piece coming up, and this guy's going to give us 9% damage, but I'm pretty sure projectile power is going to do more for our damage than anything. But I'm just speculating here, so I'm just going to reroll once more, and then we're going to get right back to work. Our DPS is already insane. Okay, we're gonna fight mosquitoes now. We're melting everything, and now we're fighting itsy bitsy little mosquitoes. It still makes me smile, the thought of a medieval crossbow hitting a mosquito. It would just obliterate it. There would be nothing but like a dusting of goo left. I feel like I also haven't been hit since like the very first wave, as I just slowly, casually walk around in circles destroying things. But I don't think anything can get close enough to me. Our fire rate's so high and our damage is good enough that we just kind of melt everything in an instant. I don't really know where to add more space at this point. I guess anywhere we can try and squeeze in another item. Do we want 8% damage, 9% damage? Let's see what that adds. We're at 124 DPS. If we buy that, we're up to 135. That's 11 extra damage. And these are tier 1 automatic crossbows. And the more we have of these, actually, the more range we get. I didn't realize that before because I don't read. But don't be like me, kids. Stay in school, learn to read. Also buy automatic crossbows every chance you get. I should write a book on how to be successful. We're going to get right back to work. We're hitting these things for 13 damage, and we're firing a lot of arrows. Might have just seen a special enemy. I'm not really sure. Whatever it was, it kind of died quickly. We are going to try and add more projectile power, because if we're doing like 13 damage, if we bump this up to say 16 damage, that's a giant increase from all of our crossbows. These guys would definitely appreciate some extra damage going their way. I feel like they're not struggling hard enough yet, and I'm here. They must embrace the struggle. Okay, so we're going to try and squeeze in a corner piece up here eventually, because I want this thing, which is 3 projectile power, which is something we need. I'm going to unlock these other things for now, because I want a higher chance to find rarer, better things. I just realized I might also be really, really brittle. We could get move speed and lifesteal with that. We don't really need to move quicker though. Well, there's our first burnt coin, 5% resource gain. Even if we hold that for a level or two, it's still going to do wonders for us. That's kind of fun in itself, but it wouldn't actually help us. But we don't need help anyway. Floor 10. We should see a little bit of stronger idiots here, but not enough that anything's going to worry me. Oh, is that one of the... Yeah, that's the elite guy. Okay, so we're actually got hit once or twice there. Yeah, we can still take damage if we get hit. Oh, actually, we lost half our health there. That should worry me, but I've had a lot of coffee, therefore nothing worries me. The only thing I might even be just slightly concerned about is that we don't have enough damage, but we never have enough damage. Okay, we're going to melt these guys. We're going to melt these guys. I might need just a touch of armor or health at some point because they definitely can hurt me if they do hit me, and there's getting to be a lot of them. And I haven't really been paying attention up to this point because I haven't had to. Oh, there's some food though. We'll put that in our mouth. Okay, so I definitely want this space. Build a little pocket over here for more, but that's going to add another 3 projectile power. So that alone will take us from 135 DPS all the way up to 159. That's absurd. I also bought another burnt coin for an extra 5% resource gain. Maybe this lifesteal thing would actually be a good idea. I'm going to remove one of the burnt coins, but 5% lifesteal is actually going to help us a lot because we currently have none. So we know of a 5% chance to restore 1 health, and at the rate we're shooting, that's going to actually put a lot back. Ooh, I like this. 20% resource gain. We lose 10 range, but you know what? Range is overrated anyway. But at the rate we're firing, yeah, we're going to have a pretty good chance to start putting our HP back, even if it's somewhat slowly. We already got 1. But this actually pairs really nicely with lifesteal, because we just fire so many shots, we're going to be constantly healing, even at a very low chance of it. We're going to be invincible. Are you idiots excited that I'm invincible? They look excited. We're starting to feel a little bit slow again. Nah, it might just be the amount of enemies there are. I need more crossbows also. 1 more would really make me feel better. Or a tier 4 version of this. We've leveled up and we've just healed on this level because we're healing ourselves as we do this. Oh, they do have projectiles. I think we're almost back to full health, especially if we pick up this food. Things are going well. So if we were going to try and squeeze in another crossbow, we'd probably try it down there. I'm really hoping that some of these are going to be amazing. There's attack speed. Oh, that is projectile power. That's a lot of projectile power and 20% attack speed. Mystical finger. There's also the exquisite fan, which is quite something. There's a whole bunch of effects. I'm not going to bother to compute all those in my brain. That would take me 4 years. We're going to go ahead and buy this though. Look at all that extra. So 159 DPS, we buy this singular item. 206 DPS, that's a huge increase. We can find a tier 3 cross tornado, but we can still only have level 1 automatic crossbows. Do they just not have better versions of these? I also suspect that this talent is going to be better than this guy. We're going to put that to the test. So 206 DPS, if we put this in instead, 205 DPS, I was wrong. I got a little desperate doing rerolls, so we're down to 900 gold, which is actually still lots, but I want a higher tier crossbow. Maybe the game knows that I'm already overpowered and it doesn't want to make it that bad, but we want to make it as bad as possible. Like, the enemies aren't dying instantly, we do have to hit them a few times. We're doing 19 damage for our regular shots and 29 on a critical hit. So yeah, the bit of range maybe is what's holding us back. The enemies do have to get pretty close before we can hit them. If we get a chance, we'll add some range, but I'm always going to prioritize damage. So between our 4 weapons, we should be doing 850 DPS at this point, which is pretty good. We can get it well into the thousands, especially if I just find better crossbows. Imagine that, we can murder these children with better crossbows. Okay, here's one I definitely need. Plus 25% damage, plus 10% enemy amount. Yes, all day, yes. I'm gonna try and reroll until I get one right here so I can actually buy that new thing. Maybe they can't spawn that far out. How many? Oh, there we go. We can do it. Okay, perfect. 25% damage. So we're going from 205 DPS, disorient the skull, 257 DPS, and we have more idiots to kill. Finally, I got a single tier 2 crossbow. So a regular one is 257 DPS, this one is 284 DPS. We'll do a few rerolls, hoping to find more of those. That would add a bit of armor. We'll maybe hold on to that just in case. Also, one of these little worm things. Let's get back to work. So we have a lot more enemies, but also a lot more damage. And we're back to fighting baby skeletons again. Okay, even the Minotaur guys die in a hurry. There's a little demon. It's the projectiles. I just need to watch out for projectiles. They will kill me because I will not pay attention to them. As long as I keep running. Oh, they actually, they have some homing. I just gotta keep moving. If I hold still in one area too long, that's when things are gonna get risky for me. The damage isn't a problem. Like, I just murder everything in an instant. It's walking right into the path of danger like that. If I had kept circling there, I might have gotten into the path of all of them. That would have hurt. But I do still need to stay close enough to them where I'm efficiently murdering them for that experience. But I think I got a pretty good route picked out. We gotta develop a good game plan and stick to it. Mine is running in circles. I know I said I was gonna plan hard to do this well, or words, but I'm so far actually doing a really poor job of this. Okay, we got 2 spaces there, we got 3 spaces there. All I wanted was this, because that's gonna give me 7% lifesteal. So now we have a 12% chance to recover 1 health. We'll take this for now, because it's 2 armor, so we're gonna get a 1% damage reduction. We did get an anvil, so upgrade 1 weapon to the next tier, so we're gonna use that with our thing. So it's now a tier 3 crossbow, which does 328 DPS, compared to the base of 257, which is still a lot. I'm gonna try taking this out for a second, because that takes away armor and attack speed, and put this in to see 346 DPS, so I think it's actually better. A few rerolls later, and there's actually a tier 2 crossbow there that's waiting for me next turn. So for the first time, we have a single tier 3 crossbow. Oh, the werewolves are here. Okay, we're killing them in a hurry also. It's hunting season apparently. So can I just sit here, not actually move this round? Oh, what hit me? Why is my health so low? I don't know what hit me. That's terrifying. I didn't even see what hit me, but something did. Okay, we're gonna go this way now. We're gonna have to keep a little bit of distance from things because I have no idea what hit me, but it took off like all of my health. But for some reason, we once again built the glass cannon. Oh, something hit me there. So this will be fine. We just gotta use our dash more. I forgot I even had it because I hadn't needed it yet. And with enough lifesteal, we can get through anything. Ooh, there's some food. Okay, we're back to almost full health again. We're able to recover all of that HP just from paying attention and shooting things. The best way to recover health is kill things. I'm gonna add a little bit of space up here and up here. That way we got a little corner going. Then I'm gonna sell that one because we're gonna put a better version in. I'm gonna buy this magnifying glass for now. That's gonna give us experience gain. Enemies get quicker, but I feel like I can deal with that. Yes, feeling like and being true are 2 different things, but I feel like I can deal with that. This would give me plus 10% dodge chance. Damage is more fun though. We're not gonna buy that. You know what? Magnifying glass is going to hang out for now still, but I am going to lock down pocket watch. That's going to give us more attack speed down the road. There is another one of these. It could give me an extra 25% damage, so we're going to lock that too. Yes, it will spawn extra enemies, but the extra damage should be enough to make up for that. There's lots of enemies now, but we're killing them very, very quick. And I think as we get into the later rounds, it's going to spawn less enemies, but they're going to be stronger, and I'm definitely suited for dealing with those, because I just rapid fire individual things and melt them pretty much instantly. This level's not huge though, so that could be a little stressful, but we're fighting the purple crabs. And I think as long as we're circling, the purple crabs aren't particularly dangerous. Yeah, as long as we're going in big old circles, I don't think anything can really hit us. Their projectiles simply go in a straight line, and they're very sort of short range. And that keeps the enemies stuck in a center where I can almost always be shooting them for very efficient experience gain. Whatever that was hit me, but we've already put that HP back. And I leveled up several times. So we have 346 DPS. If I were to buy this, that would put that up to 415 DPS. Even our basic ones are up to 329. I feel like it would be silly not to buy one of those. I don't know why my automatic crossbows are like the rarest thing in the world right now, though the game just does not want me to have more of those. I did find another one of these magical purple things that's 20% attack speed plus 3 projectile power, so that would be a huge DPS boost. So we're going to unlock these old ones because they're getting boring. And we're just going to keep going until we find better weapons. We currently have like 1300 DPS, so that feels pretty good. Our shots are up to like 34 damage. We started at like 9 or something. Take that, children. We're fighting the ghosts of Jawa, children. I just realized. I think something can summon meteors down on my head, so I do need to keep moving. But that's generally a survivable strategy for me, because if I'm moving, I'm grouping the enemies up into their big cluster. If I could get piercing shots, that would also be good. Not that we're struggling, but if we could just be doing even more DPS, because that would essentially double our DPS if we could shoot through a single enemy. Yeah, this feels right. We did get hit by something, but it didn't hurt very much. Our HP is creeping up somehow. Not sure why, but we leveled up twice. So we're going to try and add some room right up in this pocket, because I need more connected space. So we're at 415 DPS. We put one of these on. We're up to 506 DPS. Then I'm going to take a second to re-roll. There's a tier 4 hand crossbow, which is the wrong kind of crossbow. For now, I'm going to get the creepy ritual doll. Oh, health reduced to 1 next floor. Oh, that's where my health went before. Okay, we're taking lifesteal gloves instead. We still get an extra 5% lifesteal. I wonder how many items have bad effects that I just never bothered to read before. Okay, there we go. We got a tier 3 automatic crossbow, so that's going to be a big DPS boost. Us again, that's 2 that have 500 DPS. So these 2 crossbows between them are 1000 DPS. So I think I can see where this is going to go. There was critical hits for 60. We're doing up to 60 damage and we're firing this quickly. This is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, we're starting to fight a lot more enemies for sure. I do need to remember we do have an extra 20% enemies spawning, but that's just more experience for us. The more the merrier. With the rate we're firing anyway, like we're putting so much HP back on because we have pretty big lifesteal too. We must be like a 15% lifesteal, so 1 in 7 shots or so is going to give us 1 HP back. Potentially more even. These little cherry things are annoying because I'm not entirely sure what they do. I don't think I can walk over the goo they drop on the ground. Floor is cleared, another 2 levels up. I use those to open up some space up top because if we can fit in another bow and arrow, we certainly will. Okay, well here's an anvil. We can use that definitely to upgrade other item, which is going to be that one. It's now 571 DPS. And then we're going to keep re-rolling. There is another one of these that's more attack speed, more projectile power, so that would take this from 571 all the way up to 680. The numbers are getting big now. I did find another level 1 version of my crossbow, so I'm actually just going to hold that for now. We're also going to take an extra plus 3 projectile power for now. Even that put this up to 732 DPS. So at some point I'm going to have to decide whether or not it's worth it, because an extra crossbow will add a lot of overall DPS, because each one of these is like 500. So if I add simply 1 more crossbow, that's 500 DPS that I straight up just get to add. And the enemies can really feel it at this point because, whoa, go around that. But I could just mostly sit here and just slowly dodge the things, and we'll just destroy everything that gets anywhere close to us. What I really want to see is the next boss fight, though. I want to see how quickly I can kill an individual enemy with all of this. Definitely got hit a few times there because I'm getting a little overconfident, but that's okay because we'll just put that HP right back on. And the higher the tier the crossbow, the faster it attacks too. They're all very, very fast, but the tier 4s attack much faster than a tier 1. So basically that's just more healing for me because we start to see all the green ones pop up. I just realized I locked the wrong kind of crossbow before. That's not actually the one I'm using. But you just gotta believe. We're gonna re-roll a few times. There we go. Automatic crossbow. This is a tier 3 version. So this is gonna get 554 DPS. I'm actually gonna trade it out with this one because if it's touching this item, more DPS. So that actually added 100 DPS to it. Now we have 5 super crossbows. So that's going to be fun. DPS might be at like 3,000 by this point. It's got to be close. So individual enemies, even giant clusters of enemies get just absolutely evaporated. You can die and you guys can die. We did take a hit there. That was 12 damage from a single hit. So we probably shouldn't do that too many times. But we don't really have to because we could just slowly walk around like this. These enemies are all very simple. Pretty sure I just phased right through a projectile there. Not sure what happened, but I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to enjoy the ride. And next, okay, we just leveled up 3 times apparently. So we're going to get a ton of new backpack spots for a ton of more damage. That by itself, if we place it right, is enough to add an an entire another crossbow. So with a little luck, okay, we just put a lot of stuff. We got an achievement for our inventory space. Okay, I'm going to put that there because I can actually put that in. That's giving me even more. So this is up to almost 800 DPS. And we're just going to re-roll until we find the right crossbow. I guess at this point we could put any crossbow down and they're all going to do a lot of extra damage for us. Even buying this one for 3 projectile power puts this one up to 817. I'm going to put it outside for now because we're hoping for... There's a automatic crossbow. It's not a good one, but it is one. So we're going to store it there while we do a few re-rolls. Some of these won't fit great. This is 270 DPS, which seems really slow now. The one thing I am really impressed at on this run is how rare it's been to find an automatic crossbow. They basically don't exist. I guess I can get rid of experience gain items at this point too, I've just realized, so we're going to go ahead and slot that in as well. Then we're going to buy another Talon, so the DPS on this, 850. We legitimately have over 4,000 DPS now between all of the crossbows. And that's perfect because we're going to have a boss fight. Okay, the boss is spawning right here. He's down to 75% health. There's 50% HP. There's 30% HP. Yeah, we're not instantly dead, but I mean, it wasn't much of a struggle. 320,000 damage.